Thank you. An exciting game, Marco, this Sunday. It brings you up against a manager, a coach that you know well. You described before you have a good relationship. But for those who don't know, tell us about how you know each other.
Each other, okay. We are from the more or less the same area, and of course, when you are in football, you know, it's easy to start to create relationship with people that is around you and come from there. Really, I'm not a bit older, but we had some moments in different clubs as a football professional players, and of course, after a normal relationship between two professionals. That's it.
Have you spoken to him much since he's arrived in England?
No.
What do you make of Manchester United's situation at the moment? They won last night. They've had some good results against the likes of Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, but then they've had some bad results as well thrown in there. Quite difficult to predict Manchester United right now.
My focus and our focus as a club is really on the match on next Sunday. That is the thing. I'm not here to make comments about Man United or what is being doing, what they have been doing about results. Of course, I think, as you mentioned, it's clear that some away results they have been much better than the home results, and that's it. We know that we are going to face and to play against a massive club with the quality they have, and as you said, they showed a team that is capable to play like they did against Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal, as you said. You look for it as always. For us, the most important thing is to look for ourselves and to respect our identity, our philosophy, how we are competitive. All the other things is not for us. It's more about distractions that the people like to talk about. And when you are talking about a massive club like Man United, is there, but it's not for me to talk. If you want to talk about the game and Man United game against Fulham, I'm here for it.
Just one more then on Manchester United though. Last week after that defeat to Brighton, Ruben Amorim described them as maybe the worst team in Manchester United history. I'm just asking you from a coaching perspective, from a psychological perspective, do you take that on face value that he meant that, or is that maybe trying to get a reaction?
As I said before, and we are here to talk about Fulham Man United. If you want comments from Man United, and if you want comments about what the people say, you have to ask for the people or for different manager, not for me.
Okay, so from your perspective this weekend, 1 defeat in 10 matches, a few draws thrown in there as well. How do you feel about that run? You're 7 points ahead of Manchester United at the moment, going pretty well.
You are going really, really well. It's not because the position of Man United, sorry.
But for you, your position in the table,
about ourselves. Yeah, you want to talk about ourselves. Okay, but you mentioned the position of Man United. I was a little bit confused.
To be that far ahead of a club like Manchester United, you're, I think, not far off.
Sorry to interrupt you. You are in a very good position because you have been doing really well. Nothing related to the position of Man United. You are doing really well. You are the position you are because you have been strong enough. You are being competitive enough, and if you are there, doesn't matter what is the team that is below us or above us. We are there because probably you have to be even in a different position, but it's about ourselves, not about the position of the team that you are going to play against. And I repeat again, massive respect with them.
Come the end of this weekend, if you were to beat Manchester United, is Europe a realistic prospect? Is that something in your agenda?
No, as I said before and several times, you want to do better, clear than last season, definitely. Our target is clear to finish on the top half of the table, definitely as well. We want to be first half of the table, and of course, when you are there, you have many different things to fight for. Of course, we don't know what the position you are going to end. We are going to fight really hard. We want to improve the first. Comparing with the first half of the season, the first round, we want to do better than we did, and of course after you see what is going to position that you end. But yes, the room still be to improve. Definitely, we really trust on ourselves. What we've been showing performance-wise, I think, is being probably one of the best the last 3 seasons in this football club. Because performance-wise, I think the team really dominant most of the times, playing. A style and a football that is really what I want to see on the pitch. Of course, to play this type of game, sometimes you have to be really, sometimes not play this type of game. You have to be really on the top of your confidence, on the top of your with the right discipline to don't switch off in some moments. In some moments of the games, we have been switching off and we have been paying being punished by that. Let's be more really consistent in some moments of the game, because if you are going to achieve even better results.
Final one from me. No players in or out yet in this January transfer window. Are you actively looking to add to your squad?
I said already that it's going to be a quiet window for us. January market is really tough. We have the right power in terms of budget to go and to take good players from other clubs that we have to spend money. And this is the first reason why I said it's going to be quiet. Secondly, because we have a good squad, there's always a space there to improve. All the managers, they want the same. I'm not different than the others. I would love to improve, definitely, but in some moments it's really difficult. Summer market is difficult. Imagine the January market, that is really tough too. But yes, we are aware. We pay the right attention that a market demands from ourselves. We had a big injury with tough one with Kenny Teti that probably make us to look for that position a little bit more deeper than the others. If you have a chance to improve something, we are going to try, but I cannot promise you that is going to happen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Marco, I think one of the most satisfying elements of this season for you is the number of goals your team has been scoring, and I think there's only 2 Premier League matches where you failed to score.
Yeah.
One of them was at Old Trafford.
Old Trafford first.
What's the secret to this goal-scoring prowess this season?
As I said before about the identity, as our philosophy as well, it's true that offensive point of view, we have been able to create more chances than the seasons before, because that I mentioned before that performance-wise, I think we have been is being even more clear. I think we have giving the right steps and improving season by season, and to arrive in one moment that you are able to create chances to build our attacks the way we want, to mix well the starts from the back a little bit, other moments more direct to be more unpredictable for the opposition sides when they come to face ourselves. But that is real. We have been scoring very good number of goals. We have been consistent in scoring goals in the games, and probably with the chances that we created, we should have scored much more. But it's a good sign. It's a sign that the way we play normal gives us the chance to create chances, to be in some moments to be dominant and to be able to end the hour build-up playing and all that stuff. And of course the other part is important as well, to be more consistent and to be more solid as a team. The secret and answer direct to you, is the way you prepare ourselves, is the way you build our attacks, is the quality that we have, is the way the players they go really on it and they trust what is going to be the message from ourselves to them, and of course after is for them to express themselves on the pitch.
Do you feel confident going into Sunday's match that there are specific areas that you can really kind of have an advantage over Manchester United in when you've looked at their recent performances and their style under Amorim? Are there specific things you think, we could really hurt them in X, Y, and Z?
You can look in 2 different ways. As you mentioned here, some games where they were solid, they were difficult, they are compact. I think the likes City is slightly different game, but Liverpool and Arsenal definitely they are on it. Even because Arsenal and Liverpool, they obligate them to do things and to play clear more back and more in their defensive half. And of course, with space, they are capable to punish, because, as I mentioned before, the quality they have in certain areas of the pitch is really high, and of course they can punish, always with a player like Bruno as well, that is able to provide and to decide in a very good way and the most assertive way most of the moments that they can create. Is a player that can see different things too. As I said, let's see how the game goes. The game can go in many different directions. Can be more open game. Can be more compact game. Let's see how the game goes. Of course, we have our idea. We know what we can try to explore. Their strengths as well. I mentioned already some here to you, and we have to be ready for everything. But one thing that is going to be sure, you are going to be Fulham there. You are going to recognize our team there on the Sunday match for sure.
I want to ask you about Sasa Lukic. You know, he's become a very key player for you, but he's on 9 yellow cards already. Is the 9 yellows something that you are trying to work with him to improve that disciplinary record, or do you have to accept that, you know, with his role on the pitch, he is going to pick up bookings?
Two things. Of course, his role on the pitch, the way we play, and the way I like him to play as well, because he did play some games, as you know, in the position 6 really, and is a position because normally you are a team that we set up ourselves and many players are in front of the ball. Of course, in some moments that player is a key for us in the way you balance our team, the way you can stop the turnovers from the opposition side, the way you stop the counter-attacks. He's a key player. Sometimes he plays really in the edge of the risk, and sometimes if arrive 1 second late can be a moment for the yellow card. In the opposite side is a player that in our defensive process is one of the most aggressive midfielders in a normal way that we have, and of course he has to give what we expect from him. I would like for him to don't have so many, because I will be a little bit more comfortable, because he's not going to be, I'm not seeing soon the 2 games out with him, because he's being so important for us. But I think is something in some moments natural. Let's see if we are working with him to try to improve in certain moments a little bit more the setup, to be more balanced instead of try to be so aggressive straight away, to have the right balance between both decisions. But he's doing so well that in some moments you have to take this type of risk and to be able to win the ball higher on the pitch, to stop them, to counter-attack ourselves too.
And just finally from me, if I could just actually take a step back, you've been in English football for some time now. Is this actually one of the most interesting and exciting Premier League seasons you've been involved with, when you look at, you know, you're pushing for Europe, you've got Bournemouth excelling, Nottingham Forest in the top 4, and 1 or 2 of the kind of, you know, the traditional big 6 sort of struggling. As a coach trying to break into the big teams, is it actually really exciting?
It's one of the most exciting really this season. Other seasons you had always, sometimes, not always, the last probably 5-6 years, we don't have always there the top 6 in the first top 6 positions. That is a good sign, means that teams like Newcastle, for example, Villa last season, and some others, they have been able to be there in the middle. Probably in this moment of the season is not easy to find 2 top clubs not in the top half of the table as well, but it's just end of January, you have more 16 or 17 games to play. It's a lot of football to be played, and let's see what is going to happen in the end. But right now, if you look for the table, of course, you can see it that some clubs, they are doing so well. They are improving, and they are being able to be consistent throughout the season. And it's not something that comes by coincidence or luck. You see that they have been there because they have been performing well. They have been really competitive and difficult teams to play against, really. And of course, they are there because they deserve it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In more the broadcast section,
Hi, Ruben.
You mentioned Bruno. I mean, he's their captain. He gets the winner last night, and they're not in a good spell. But how important is it for them to have leaders like him really step up and pull them out the mud?
Since I'm in England, or since Bruno arrived here, because I came before, but since Bruno arrived, I think he made a massive impact in a massive club. You are not talking about any club. You are talking about Man United, and he made a massive impact on them since he arrived. I think he arrived in the middle of the season, I really believe, when he first arrived, and of course after that tough season, the season after was a really good one from him as well. And one of the things that, even if you are not involved, you can see it, that he's never hides himself. That is one of the things clear about himself. We don't see, for sure, he's not a player that hides himself. For sure, he's not a player that fears something or to be on the pitch. He's always facing the challenge in front of him. And to be honest, is what you expect from a top player like he is, and from a captain.
Looking back to the first game of the season against United, and maybe last season when Bruno scored right at the end, those 2 games, they're probably games Fulham could have got something from. Do you think if you played at that level again, that would be enough, or do you need more to be a team like that?
I to be honest, looking for our recent games against them, all of them have been really tight. Many of them as well decided in the last minutes. They did it against us. We did last season at Old Trafford as well. Performance-wise, if you ask me, I don't have all the games in my mind, but most of them, if you can repeat the type of performance, definitely yes, I would like to do it. And of course, after, like in football, it is always you have to be stronger in both ends. The way you are going to defend and you are going to attack, or you are going to decide in both ends as well to be to get the result that we would like to have, and to fight for the 3 points is clear our goal to the game. But performance-wise, if you can repeat, definitely I would say yes.
What do you think the clear differences are between a Ten Hag system or an Amorim system?
They are different, I think. They are different. I think all of us, you recognize that system is just a starting point, definitely, and it is what will make the difference after is going to be the dynamic, because a system, everyone can draw a system and can be there, and of course after the dynamic of that system is going to give you the chance to be difficult to stop and give you the chance to be solid enough to control the opposition side. And the main thing, answer direct to you, yes, the systems are completely different.
And you think it's only a matter of time until Ruben Amorim can sort of show that?
Okay, I think Ruben is the best person to answer to you about it. I think he's speaking enough. Himself is saying that, probably speaking too many times as well. He's get used to do it in England, slightly different than in Portugal. But I think he's the right person to tell you that and to answer direct to you, because he knows better the players, he knows the club, and he's completely involved. He's in charge of the football club.
Good luck, Mark.
Thank you.
Jack, do you have anything to broadcast?
Well, Sunday. That's right.
Okay, can you switch the cameras off? Yeah, we'll get places.